Imagine this. A tech startup founder is asked about their journey to success. They smile and say, I worked 12-hour days, 6 days a week for 2 years straight. I learned in 2 years what would have taken others five. It's a bold claim, but it raises an interesting question. Is condensing timeframes the secret to success, or is it just burnout in disguise? This debate isn't new. Recently, a top executive suggested that new hires should work longer hours to master their craft faster. While this sparked outrage online, the core idea, intense dedication to accelerate learning, has deep roots in the world of achievers. Let's explore the pros, the cons, and what it truly takes to master a skill. Let's start with the infamous 10,000-hour rule, popularized by Malcolm Gladwell. It suggests that it takes 10,000 hours of deliberate practice to master a skill. At 40 hours a week, that's about 5 years of consistent effort. It's an impressive commitment, but here's the twist. What if you could double your weekly hours to 80? In theory, you'd hit that mastery benchmark in half the time. This sounds great, right? But let's unpack what this really means. Working 80 hours a week isn't just about the hours, it's about the intensity. It means early mornings, late nights, and often sacrificing weekends. The challenge isn't just physical exhaustion, it's mental endurance, the ability to sustain focus and motivation over long periods. This approach works for some, but it's definitely not for everyone. Meet Sarah, a self-taught coder. While her peers took a traditional route, studying programming over several years, Sarah had a different plan. She decided to teach herself by coding 14 hours a day for a year. Her focus was unrelenting. By the end of the year, she had built 3 apps, secured a job at a tech giant, and started speaking at tech conferences. Sarah's story is inspiring, but let's dig deeper. While she gained skills quickly, the trade-offs were significant. She admits to losing sleep, isolating herself from friends, and even experiencing moments of extreme stress. This isn't a one-time case. Many people who take this accelerated path find themselves facing similar challenges. So, is it really worth it? Now let's look at another perspective. Roger Federer, one of the greatest tennis players of all time, didn't just rely on grinding hours on the court. Federer's team emphasized rest and recovery as much as practice. They understood that overworking could lead to diminishing returns. Federer found a sustainable way to train and maintain his edge in a highly competitive sport. This contrast highlights an important truth. Working harder doesn't always mean working smarter. Overworking can lead to burnout, and in Sarah's case, while she achieved success, she paid a steep price. Federer's approach, on the other hand, allowed him to stay at the top for years without compromising his physical and mental well-being. So how do you decide what approach to take? It largely depends on your goals and the timeline you're working with. If you're in a highly competitive industry and looking for a fast track, intense dedication might be necessary. But if you're aiming for long-term success, sustainability should be your priority. Let's explore another example. Elon Musk famously said, if others are working 40 hours a week and you're working 80, you'll achieve in 4 months what it takes them a year to accomplish. Musk's statement isn't just about hours, it's about pushing boundaries and maximizing productivity. But even Musk acknowledges the cost of such a lifestyle. It's not just about missed sleep, it's about the potential toll on relationships, health, and overall happiness. This brings us to an undeniable truth. Success often demands sacrifice. Whether it's social life, leisure, or even family time, achieving big goals usually comes at a price. The key question is, what are you willing to sacrifice? Consider J.K. Rowling, the author of Harry Potter. She was working a full-time job and raising a child as a single mother, yet she wrote her manuscript late at night after her daughter fell asleep. She didn't work 12-hour days, but she made every available moment count. Her story is a testament to the power of persistence and focus, even when time is limited. This brings us to the formula that many high achievers swear by. 1. Outwork. Be willing to put in the hours others won't. This doesn't mean working endlessly, but rather working with intense focus and determination. 2. Outimprove. Continuously refine your skills. Keep learning and stay ahead of the curve. 3. Outstrategize. Work smarter, not harder. Focus on tasks that deliver the highest impact. 4. Outlast. Stay consistent. Often, the difference between success and failure is simply not giving up. But let's not forget, there's no universal formula for success. What works for one person might not work for another. For some, the accelerated path, like Sarah's, is ideal. For others, a balanced approach, like Federer's, is more sustainable. Ultimately, it's about aligning your strategy with your values and goals. Do you prioritize speed or do you value balance? Are you willing to push yourself to the limit or do you prefer a steadier pace? The answer lies in understanding what drives you and what you're willing to sacrifice for your dreams. So ask yourself, what's your vision for success? What trade-offs are you willing to make to achieve it? And remember, while the destination is important, the journey matters just as much.